strawberries. So yummy, so delicious, and it's a great time for strawberries right now because they are in season. So today we are going to be making mini strawberry pies. You're going to need strawberries, you're going to need pie crust, you're going to need a cup to cut out our crust, and you're going to need a muffin tin. Let's get started. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just take our cup and we're going to go ahead and just push it on the pie crust. And then we're just going to twist it around and go ahead and just pop that right on out. Now, I know you're probably saying, why is there a rolling pin there? The rolling pin will come into play in just a moment. So let's go ahead and do another one of those, and then I'll show you what we're going to be doing next. So just push it in and then turn it around and it pops out like that. So also another thing is because this is a bot pie crust, once it turns into a circle, you can put it in a piece of dough and just roll it out, and you can go ahead and cut out some more pie crust. So we went ahead and cut out our circles. Now we have the extra dough we just rolled into like a little ball. And then we're going to go ahead and take our rolling pin and we're just going to roll that on out. And then just make sure to go ahead and turn it. And you just keep rolling it until you get the thickness that you need. And as you can see, it's rolled out, and you can just go ahead and do the same thing. Push the cup in, twist it, and there you go. You've got your pie crust there. So here's where the rolling pin comes into play. So once we've already cut these out, what we're going to do is we're going to take our little cutouts and we're going to just lightly roll it one way, and then we're going to turn it the other way and just do that again. Now we're trying to make the dough a little thinner because sometimes when the crust is too thick, if it sticks to that, that's okay. You just take it off and roll it the other way. It will bubble in the middle, and we don't want it to bubble. So now we're going to do a little trim on our pies. And now for the embellishments. So we're going to take a utensil. A lot of utensils have all these nice designs on them and stuff like that, which would be great for the crust. So we're just going to go ahead and just go along here and just go all the way around. You can just turn it and just pinch it in there and go all the way around. Just turn it, and then you just go all the way around, and it's great. This crust is great because, pie crusts are really good because they're not too sticky, so you can easily work with it and move it around or roll it if you need it thinner. So it just depends upon what you want to do with it. So it looks something like that. Something like that. See how we have that on the edges? It's a nice little pattern there. So we're going to go ahead and do the other one here, and if you want to, you can do different ones. I'm going to flip it over and do the other side now. So there's so many different patterns that are in utensils, and it's something that usually is around the house. So we just go all the way around. And I love that, summer, spring, all the fruits are in season or starting to come into season. It's so wonderful. It's such a great thing. So we're going to go ahead and just go right around there. And then we're going to go on to our next step. See, let me show you that again. See, nice pattern all the way around. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take our pie crust. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide it right in. And then you can leave it more of a rounded crust there if you want. But I'm going to push mine in to show you what it looks like. And make sure to push it all the way down. If it's uneven, the great thing is you can go ahead and take it back out and put it back in. And try to make it a little more even. Okay, there we go. So you can push that in. So just once again, go ahead and just push that right in there. And it makes it a lot easier to do it this way, to do the actual work with it on the edge there when it's outside of the muffin pan rather than during. So once that's already in there, we're going to go ahead and put that in the oven And before we do that, though, we're going to make sure to push it all along the edge there. And then we're going to take our fork, and you want to poke holes right there. And that's going to help stop the crust from getting puffy where it like rises and it domes in the middle. And if for some reason it does dome, I like to check mine halfway through, and then you can always go in, be careful with the oven though, you can always go in and repoke it halfway through the baking. So let's go ahead and put that in the oven. All right, our pie crust is out of the oven, and if you want like a thicker crust, you can go ahead and do that. Beautiful color on the bottom. And if you want a thinner crust, you can go ahead and do that too. Beautiful color on the bottom. Now, if you notice like the thinner ones and the ones, if it would like to bubble in the middle, you wouldn't have as much room for the filling. So that's why it's good to do this technique. So let's go ahead and cut up our strawberries, and we'll go to our next step. Now we're going to go ahead and cut up our strawberries, but we're going to cut it into fours because you don't want the strawberries too big, otherwise they're not going to fit in our little mini pies. Now we're going to go ahead and put our strawberry filling in there, and you just want to do a little bit at a time so you can fit all the strawberries in there, and just try to position it where it doesn't go over. All right, just like something like that. Now, if you have a pie crust that's taller, you're going to be able to fit more strawberries, or if you want to cut them even smaller, you can. All right, so that looks wonderful and delicious. As you can see, yum, yummy, yummy. All right, let's go to our next step. So when we put the whipped cream on it, and then on this one, we're just going to put just a little bit of crystal sugar on it to give it just a little bit of pop, a little bit of shine to it. So let me show you what the finished product looks like. All right, so this is our finished product here. You can see we have the whipped cream on some of them, and then you can see how the crystal sugar sparkles in the light. You can do it without the crystal sugars or without the whipped topping, whatever you want to do. But this is delicious, and it's actually pretty fast to do, especially after the pie shells are cooked. So I want to thank you very much for watching. Let's make the world a better place. Hope you get a chance to try out some of our other videos, and enjoy springtime fruits.